Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Otts here. It's Tuesday morning, and that means Tuesday Trivia. Raptor Freak Tuesday Trivia. No classic Jurassic today. It's not necessarily classic, but it is trivia. And we'll be playing today and giving points out. 100 points for each question answered. Full name answers. Don't half-ass it. Yeah, trivia. And I don't know if you saw the topic. It's on Sweethearts. Raptors Sweethearts. Yeah, significant others. And we'll do the trivia very soon. I won't wait for some more people to come into the chat, and then we'll get the trivia started. And there's different stuff to cover today. There's a lot coming up this week that's going to be very fun. First, I'd like to promote an event that's going on this week on Thursday night. The CBL is having their play-in games for their playoffs this season. And the Scarborough Shooting Stars will be playing Montreal Alliance Thursday night, 7 p.m. at the Pan Am Center at Morningside Road and the 401. That's where the Pan Am Center is located. I'm going. I got a ticket. I'm going to the game on Thursday night, and I'm hoping some of the Raptor Freaks will come with me. So check it out. There's tons of tickets left. There's not a bad seat in the house. It's only $35 to get into the game. So if you live in Toronto or Scarborough and you want to go see some playoff basketball in Canadian Elite Basketball League, there's a game on Thursday, 7 p.m. Scarborough Shooting Stars versus Montreal Alliance. And I'm going to say this. There may be a good chance Chris Boucher is going to be at this game. There may be a very good chance that Chris Boucher will be sitting at courtside in Scarborough on Thursday night at this game. So if you want to come, let me know and come and sit with us when we go to the game, because I want to get some Raptor Freaks down at the game to enjoy the game together. So yeah, Pan Am Center, 7 p.m. Thursday night, this Thursday, and 2 days from now. They just released the schedule for this yesterday. They did not have their playoff schedule for the CBL figured out until recently. And well, there we go. CBL, Pan Am Center, 7 p.m. Thursday night. Yeah. There's, of course, a lot of CBL playoffs coming up right now. Yeah. Calgary Surge, Vancouver Bandits, Winnipeg Sea Bears, Niagara River Lions. That's right. Mo's here. Good morning to superfan Monique Lawrence. She's in the chat first. Good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Happy NBA schedule release date. That's right. Yeah. This is an important day to Monique. She loves this day because she can know what her schedule is going to be for the year. She can kind of see when the games are, and she can get figured out for some, getting down in the arena and being at a lot of Raptors home games this year. But yeah, the schedule is supposed to come out today. That's what they announced yesterday. So we'll have to see when it comes out. It'll probably maybe come out during my stream, but in some ways, I'm not going to look at it and go over it until after this. I'm not going to look at it while I'm on the stream today. On Thursday, we'll do the Thursday Think Tank, and it'll be a reaction to the stream. So I'm not even going to really react to it tomorrow either. I'm going to look it over and let it sink in and kind of like figure out where the interesting stretches are. And I'll definitely be going over that whole schedule to see where everything is. And we'll cover it for you guys Thursday. And also it'll be the Think Tank. So you guys can call in and talk about the schedule too, while I talk about it also. This is fantastic. Yeah, I know this is a big day for Mo. Mo last couple years has been kind of like antsy to get it. She's like, when is the schedule going to come out? Well, it seems like it came on time this year. We didn't wait too long. We weren't kind of like, whoa, the schedule seems like it's taking a long time to come out. No, this year it seems like it's coming out pretty good. It may be the last 2 years the schedule came out a little late because of the in-season tournament. The in-season tournament makes them have to consider a whole new level of things when generating the NBA schedule. And it could very well be that to figure that out, the first couple times it was harder. And it took a little longer to get the schedule ready, but they're right on time. And it doesn't seem like we're waiting too long for it this year. And there's Adriana, Morningside Avenue. So it's an avenue. Okay. Commissioner Trivia is here to fact check and make sure that I say it right. I was like Morningside Road, Morningside Drive. No, Morningside Avenue and 401 is where the Pan Am Center is. They built for the Pan Am Games here in Toronto a few years ago. It's an excellent, top-notch, top-level athletic complex with pools and basketball courts and all kinds of stuff going on there. And it's been great for the community. I know that for a fact. I know Adriana goes to Pan Am Center weekly because she has pool stuff she does there every week, Aquafit. So she gets a good usage out of that infrastructure from the Pan Am Games. And well, this CBL's Scarborough Shooting Stars also play in that facility. And that's where we're going Thursday night. That's right. Kaz is here. Good morning, Lex and Raptorsfreak Crew. Good morning to you, sir. Yeah, Kaz is a really good WNBA fantasy player. I'm finding this. Kaz has got, I don't know, he didn't do a lot of fantasy before, but he's come taking to it like a duck to water. I'm going to say that. Let's check in on our fantasy matchups after one day of competition, the last regular season week of the WNBA fantasy season for us. Kaz has got a great lead over Fiercey to start after one night, 91-13. Nobody played in the James and Logical Raptors Fanatic matchup. JP's got a 43-point lead over Edmund. Cool Cat is slightly beating Kareem, and I am losing to MK. He's beating me 55-20. And yeah, MK's got some revenge to get against me. I have a really tough last week matchup, and I'm a little worried because I know Meredith is a competitor, and he has not been happy that he hasn't done as well this year, but he's catching up. He's at 8-3. I'm at 9-2. You do the math. He beats me this week. We have the same record. He beats me. We have the same record. That's just how it goes. I'd like to see a few more people come in. So let's do the straight goods on Canadian goods right now, guys. Straight goods on Canadian goods. This is a little bit of a different item that I'm going to talk about today, guys. It's a maxi pad. Yeah, women need to buy women's items for this subject, this kind of thing, a maxi pad. And well, you can support Canada by buying Canadian maxi pads. I know that may sound crazy. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about this world in this particular product, but I know that some people really like to stay loyal to brands because they just work for what they do. But there is a Canadian maxi pad, just so you guys know. It's a Canadian owned and operated, manufactured, and sourcing is domestic. So they do get all the materials for the maxi pads here in Canada. And that company is called Aisle. Aisle, like an aisle in a theater. AISLE. So if you see maxi pads that are under the label Aisle, that is actually a Canadian, 100% Canadian maxi pad. Now, I'm not telling everybody to go switch. But if this is an area where you feel like you could support Canada better by buying Canadian maxi pads, well, I would say go ahead. Do it. Do it. So Aisle is your Canadian maxi pad. If you're interested in getting Canadian, 100% Canadian produced and made from a Canadian company, Aisle maxi pads. There you go. A little different today on the straight goods on Canadian goods. No, not normally doing those kind of products. Well, we do have a trivia on Sweethearts today that we're going to get into very, very soon. Let me just do the referee report for the WNBA today. Dallas will be at Indiana Fever, and Eric Bruton is the crew chief. Amy Bonner is the referee. Claire Aubrey is the umpire. And the Liberty are visiting the Sparks tonight. Randy Richardson will be crew chief. Ganabazi and Tyler Merkovich will be the other two refs. So 2 games on the slate for the WNBA tonight. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do more of this, the segments of the show before the trivia really quick right now, and then we'll get right in the trivia. Let's see. First of all, Instagram stories. Let's do it. Toronto Tempo are putting on blast. The Tempo Live is coming to Vancouver on this Friday. That's right. August the 15th, the West Coast. Toronto Tempo's have an event out there in Vancouver, British Columbia. So be on the lookout for that. Also, they got the list for the the WNBA games that are on in Canada, the TV listings, so you can watch WNBA. Toronto Tempo always throwing the schedule up so you can get more involved in participating and watching WNBA action. And also they have a contest. Win 2 tickets to AFC Toronto's one match, or CNE match. Sorry, CNE match. It's a C, not a no. So yeah, they have a CNE match. I guess the AFC Toronto, the women's soccer team, is going to be playing a game during the CNE. So you could be down there with the fair rides and then go into the field and watch the women's soccer team play also. It's pretty interesting. Lloyd has got this up on his Instagram. Lloyd's Scotty's buddy, and he's saying, God is saying, when the time is right, I will make it happen. There you go. Good things are probably happening for Lloyd, and I like that. I like Lloyd a lot. He's a good dude, and we wish him well in all of his endeavors, his studies, his life, his love life. Everything is going on with him. We wish him well. That's for Lloyd right there. Lloyd, you watch me, man. I mean this when I say this. Seriously. I hope you do watch me, honestly. Mo Pete. Let's look at what Mo Pete's doing right now. First of all, it looks like he was hanging out with Matasheba, the owner of the Suns. That's weird. Oh, wait a second. I know who that guy is with Morris Peterson on his Instagram stories right now. It's somebody we talked about yesterday that y'all were a little disappointed in him. Snoop Dogg. That's right. Morris with Snoop Dogg. And it's amazing to see how close in height Snoop is with Morris. Morris is like maybe an inch taller than him. And I know Morris is around 6'7", and that means Snoop's around 6'5", 6'6". So that's pretty interesting. Snoop Dogg hanging out with Morris last night. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm pretty sure Morris partaked with Snoop. I'm pretty sure he partaked, because it looks like in one picture on the Instagram, Snoop is lighting one up. And Morris is right next to him. He's like, yeah, it's like that. It's like, yeah, it's like that. I mean, the dreads give it away, Morris. The dreads give it away. And Morris is unabashedly a cannabis user. I know he is. We love you, Mo Pete. We love you so much. But yeah, it's kind of cool to see him hanging out with Snoop Dogg on his Instagram. Toronto Tempo president Teresa Resch is putting on blast Vancouver Toronto Tempo Live coming. And also, she's telling people it's time to volunteer for FIFA. That's right. They're looking for volunteers for the FIFA games that are going to be played here in Canada. And you can sign up and get involved and be a member of the FIFA volunteer community. So that's Teresa Resch imploring you to help out with the FIFA events here in Canada. I don't even know. We may have to take on more events because they cancel the ones in the United States and they bring them into Canada all of a sudden. So they're going to need some volunteers, I'll bet. Yeah. Evan Gilliard, the second Calgary Surge, CBL, celebrating his rookies, big time rooks, Tong, and I'm not sure what number 10's name is, but yeah, he's got his rooks on blast on his Instagram right now. Calgary Surge going to try and surge into the CBL playoffs. We'll have to see how they do it. Elijah Martin is putting on blast on his Instagram stories a new YouTube channel that he wants y'all to subscribe to. And I guess the guy is filming him training, and the content coming out tomorrow will be Elijah working on his handles. So if you want more Raptors YouTube content, people making videos, you know, Scotty sometimes, Fred, who used to play for us, different players put up videos all the time on YouTube. Well, Elijah's got a channel, and he's got it up on his Instagram stories if you want to follow him. Lou Gets Dort is showing off some jewelry and watches. Okay, interesting. Norman Powell wearing that Jamaican green and showing the grind for that team. That's right. He's putting on blast his event this Friday, guys. Remember, once again, Norman's going to be in Toronto on Friday night at Chubby's Jamaican Kitchen from 8 p.m. till late, and he's going to be celebrating the success of the Jamaican team this weekend in Mexico and qualifying for the for the AmeriCup and the FIBA stuff. So yeah, he's saying he's pulling up August 15th, Toronto. Don't miss out on the vibes. Hit the link for tickets. Norman Powell and friends. Chubby's Jamaican Kitchen, Friday night. Get your tickets now. He's going to be there, y'all. He's going to be there. That's right. Slim Duck has reposted his top plays with the Raptors on his Instagram. Of course, we're celebrating this. Some people are trying to say this and starting to say this, and I believe this, that Slim Duck may be the greatest bench player in the history of the Raptors. And I'll get behind this. I'll endorse this. And I'll promote this on my channel, that I believe Chris Boucher is the most important bench player in the history of the Raptors. I will get behind this. I will. The stats and the accumulation of stats and the different eras that he played in tell me this. They tell me this. That's right. He's got a welcome to Boston sign up there. It's a little gross, but it's Chris. I'll allow it. It's a little gross, but it's Chris. I'll allow it. He's also got reposted a wish from Kayla Gray. Kayla Gray, of course, our sideline reporter for the TSN broadcast, has written to Slim Duck, the Capricorn crew has been disbanded. What a ride and joy to cover your journey on this stage. There you go. So Chris must have a special bond as Capricorns with Kayla Gray, and he's reposted her post. So yeah, he's showing love towards her. Our guy Naco the Nacho went to a concert last night, and I'm very jealous of him. He went and saw Clipping. That's very interesting, Gerald. That you went and saw Clipping live last night. Really weird footage, man. That was a weird concert. Clipping is a very strange band. Let's just put it that way. And well, they had Ice-T destroying a laptop in their show last night. Very, very strange show. Gerald, you're awesome. He's going to a lot of cool stuff right now. Naco the Nacho, we miss you, guy. Matt Devlin is putting Oshai Abaji's top 5 defensive plays on blast. They're all blocks, man. You know, Oshai had some really amazing athletic blocks where he got up and stopped people this past year. Ooh, they were good blocks, weren't they? They're very good. Jamal Shedd's working out with his trainer. He's doing a lot of arm work. It's the same workout that I've seen Freddie doing this summer too, Fred VanVleet. So it's like I said, these point guards have a very standard way of trying to do stuff, it seems. But yeah, Shedd's in the lab. He's putting up shots. He's working on his balance. He's working on his strength. That's right. Shed has a fan. And the caption says here, Crosby is highly obsessed with Auntie Bottom's brother. I guess Auntie Bottom is Jamal's sister, if I'm working backwards in this. And Auntie Bottom may be, I don't know, maybe a babysitter or a nanny. And well, Jamal wanted to come visit his sister and comes over and sees. And the kids that the sister's taking care of love Jamal. And they got his basketball camp shirt. And this kid Crosby, he's on film here saying to the camera, I am Jamal. And then he tries to make a shot. It's pretty funny, man. It's cute. It's cute. And Jamal's calling him my boy. Proof. There you go. So Jamal's got a special relationship with that youngster. AJ Lawson basketball camp was in full effect in Brampton the last couple days. And you love to see the kids out enjoying getting the tutelage of a basketball player, AJ Lawson. Looks like he had a good crowd out there in Brampton for it. And it looks like some kids won some Raptors Lawson jerseys, which is pretty cool. There's AJ with one of the campers, and then with one of the counselors, who his name is Kara. Yeah, Kara looks like a nice person. Let's see. Andrew Jones is working these kids out. Drewski trying to hang with the big kids. There you go. So his son Drewski is learning how to dribble. He's little. He's cute. He's trying to dribble with Ava be hooping. And it's going to take some time. He's still a little awkward. And I mean, he's barely not even a toddler. Let's just put it that way. Raptors official admin put out the top 5 Raptors pressers quotes. And Jonathan Mobo was saying the Raptors fan base is the best fan base in the world. It's pretty cool. There were a lot of cool little quotes in there that were kind of goofy. There was the one part where Brandon's doing his press conference. And Scotty and Darko are standing in the back, and he's like, oh, my God. Lindsey Dunn doing an interview yesterday with Serge Ibaka. Serge Ibaka coming in and sitting down with Lindsey. I guess this is the thing. When somebody shows up like Serge did just recently, the media is going to see it, and they're going to call him and say, hey, will you come do an interview because you're just hanging around? And that's probably what happened. Lindsey Dunn. And it seems that he's doing an interview, Hello and Welcome also with William Liu and Alex Wong coming out soon. Yeah, but he's in town to film a music video. This is just side projects. They knew he was in town, and they're like, hey, can you come and do an interview with us finally? And yeah, but he came here to film a video. And I'm going to tell you about that in a second because I got more details on it. There's Lindsey Dunn also interviewing Victoria Mboko. So she's interviewing everybody who's hip and cool right now, Lindsey Dunn. That's right. SGA's got the butter shoes on. I see your butter shoes, SGA. There's Serge. All right, here's Serge on his Instagram. Now, I went and figured out where he was because I found a landmark on there, and I found it. He was on Roncesvalles. Serge Ibaka's filming a music video down at Roncesvalles, just north of Queen. And he's in a red convertible riding along down the street, and they're filming him. And they're like, cut, drive, stop, cut. And he motions to somebody to come get in the car. I'm totally positive that this is a music video for one of his songs on his new album. It could even be the music video for Shaolin. But yeah, Serge is filming a video in my buddy Steve's neighborhood right now over in Roncesvalles. So if you live in Roncy or you're around that area in Toronto, go down to Roncy and walk around, see if you see a film crew, because that may be Serge Ibaka's music video film crew going on right now. And they seem to be filming the last 2 days. The last 2 days they were down there on a Sunday and Monday. just so y'all know. DeMar DeRozan is, let's see, what's he doing? He's got some footage. He's talking about the neighborhood, and he's at a barbershop. Oh no, wait, he's talking about this food place that he used to go to when he was a kid. It's like Tasty Bucket or something like that. And he would go there and eat all the time. And what is it called? Honey's Kettle. Sorry, Honey's Kettle Fried Chicken. And that's in Compton. And he's just reminiscing and nostalgia about the restaurant and what it meant to him. And the owner's sitting there with him. And he's like, that's why you got so big and strong. It's because you ate the Honey Kettle Fried Chicken. I love that so much, man. I love this black and white motif. And I love DeMar DeRozan getting in touch with his past and just kind of reminiscing. That's very, very cool. Let's see what Grady Dick's doing. He's on a golf course, guys. It looks like Grady's hitting the links, and that the hole he's playing on was sponsored by Adidas. But he's back in Kansas playing golf. Chucky Hepburn has got a meet and greet signing coming up very soon in Louisville. It's going to be at 1110 Logan Street on the 14th, which is Thursday, from 5 to 8 p.m. If you live in Kentucky, Bryce Lawson, and you want to go meet Chucky Hepburn, rookie of the Raptors, well, he's having a meet and greet on Thursday, August the 14th, 5 to 8 p.m. at 1110 Logan Street. There you go. Savannah Hamilton is at the University of Victoria. She is over at her camp for Indigenous girls. This is so awesome. The Indigenous Women's Camp, the first ever in Canada, is going on right now with Savannah Hamilton as one of the camp counselors. You love it. Angola's Bruno Fernando is getting ready to suit up for his country and represent them in the FIBA qualifiers in Afrobasket. That's right. There you go. There's your Instagram stories for today. Yeah, it's a music video, and we got all kinds of stuff going on with our Raptors culture and world right now, with different people coming and going and being all over the place. Let's go. Yeah, let's see. All right, let's see what else you guys are saying in the chat, and then we'll get into the trivia right away. I know that Adrian's probably antsy for me to start the trivia. I'll get it going. Fiercey saying, good morning, fam, and happy trivia day. Good morning to you, Fiercey, our current leader in our trivia standings. Fiercey Salsera is number one and kind of doubled up on the next person. Like, she's got almost 6,000 points. The next person's got under 3,000. So, yeah, she's doing it like that. Most saying Canada basketball news just dropped in reference to Gordon Hebert. Yeah, I posted this in the chat just a second ago before I went on the air. Blake Murphy's reporting that there's a group of coaches that are going to work with Gordy Hebert to figure out the different levels of Canada basketball competing to get there. And the name is this. These are a lot of these guys are either Canadian or they have some sort of tie with the Raptors or 905. Matt Gray, JD Jackson, Jama Mahalea, Nathaniel Mitchell, once again, and he will be in charge of the American team for the AmeriCup that's coming up later this month. So Nathaniel Mitchell will be coaching the Canadian team at AmeriCup in a few weeks. Scott Morrison, Hanu Matola, Ashton Smith, Sean Swords, and Patrick Tatham. There you go. So, yeah, that's just some of the names that are going to be working under Gordon Hebert in the build-up to the next Olympics in this cycle of Canadian men's basketball. There you go. Trevor Jace asking me, what do you think of what the NBA referees there about gambling on what the other ref says about the rookies coming in the NBA? Okay, I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about. Listen, are you talking about Zach Zarba? Or are you talking about the Tim Donaghy story? You posted 2 referee things yesterday. I'll do both of them. Zach Zarba's explaining to people why rookies don't get calls in the NBA, and basically saying that the vets know more than they do, and they trick them. And that's exactly right. You know, some people in the comments are saying, "Oh, you just don't give rookies calls." No. In the NBA, there's a learning curve, and you come in the NBA, you don't know all the tricks, and James Harden does. So James Harden will foul bait. James Harden will make you foul him without even knowing. Like some of these veterans, when a rookie comes in, they'll grab his arm and pull their arm to them and pull them, and then they'll make it look like they fouled him on purpose. This happened to Scotty in his rookie year. There were times when Scotty would get fouls called on him because the vet that he was playing fooled him and made it look like he fouled him. He's like, I didn't even do that. This is just part of the rite of passage. This is part of your welcome to NBA moment. Hi, you play in the NBA. There's some guys here who they know better than you, and they're going to manipulate the situation, and you're going to get a foul, and you're not going to get calls. So Zach Zarba is just trying to explain why rookies don't get calls, because they don't know how to play in the NBA yet, and there's a learning curve, and you have to learn. And these vets will capitalize on young players that don't know what they're doing and make them look like that. That's just how it goes. The other thing about Donaghy, we don't need to talk about that right now, but I will talk about the Donaghy news too at some point. I want to get to the trivia, guys. I want to get to the trivia. So limit your comments right now, please. Let's see. Kareem saying, thanks, guys, for the tips about my poorly maintained lawn. Kareem we made a new thread on our Discord for gardening. And now there's a gardening advice part in our Discord now. And Kareem got all kinds of advice from me and Isaac yesterday on how to fix his yard. Yeah, your yard, it's going to need some help, man. It's going to need some help. It's not that it's not maintained well. It's just that you live in a concrete jungle and you live in a place that's not a natural environment. And you need to get a natural environment back in there a little bit better to fix some of the issues you're dealing with. That's right. Yeah. I've almost given up, but my wife is on my ass to fix it by the end of the summer. Well, that's not how things work. Seriously, nature takes time to fix things correctly. And if you're going to be in a hurry to screw it all up and mess it all up over and over again, you're not going to fix it. That's the thing right there. So you're going to need to lay the groundwork, so to speak, get the roots planted to actually get some root systems and hold the soil instead of having just dry sand all over the place. That's a little aside. We'll talk more about this on the gardening Discord thread. All right, we'll talk more about this. Adriana's saying, let's get to trivia. See, she's anxious. She wants to get in there. That's right. Good luck to Kareem from Seymour. Good to see Seymour in here. That sounds so good. Honey kettle fried chicken. I know, in the heart of Compton. Oh, yeah, I'll bet that franchise is good. That place is good. The Honey Kettle's fried chicken. Yeah. DeMar is like, man, this place made me so happy. He's like, I remember sitting in the car when my dad would go inside to get it and just how happy I would be when he'd bring it back out in the car. It's so awesome, man. All right, let's go. Trivia has been declared, and it's time. It is time. We got 15 people in here. We got enough players. Let me get the glasses, and let's go. Trivia Commissioner Adriana, I appreciate you being here. I really do. All right, first question, guys. This is Raptors Sweethearts is the topic today. 100 points for each answer, and don't half-ass me. Write in the full name answers. And first person to write it in, Adriana's going to judge, and you guys tell me what the answers are. All right, here you go. First question. This current Raptors sweetheart called him Bean in an Instagram post recently. This current Raptors sweetheart called him Bean in a recent Instagram post. Yeah. Which current Raptor had their significant other, aka their sweetheart, called them Bean? That's right. Carla? No, what are you doing, Fiercey? That's a single name answer. And that's not how the question was asked. Colin Murray Boyles. No, it wasn't Colin Murray Boyles. It's the Raptor we want. Grades Dick? You're grading Dick? No. That's not right. These are okay guesses, but no. Whose sweetheart called him Bean? Grady Dick is not right. It's not right. It's not Grady. It's not Colin. Whose sweetheart called him Bean? Bean. Oh, what a cute little nickname. What a cute little nickname. Yeah, we want to see whose sweetheart called him Bean. Let's just say it was on his birthday. How about that? Maybe that's a better clue since you guys seem to be struggling here. Yeah, whose sweetheart called him Bean? Oshai Baji? No, it wasn't Oshai. It wasn't Garrett Temple, number one top fan, Seymour Pape. I see you there with a number one. Avery. Avery's not right. I'm looking for the Raptor player, guys, not Carla or Avery. I'm looking for the Raptor full name of the player who got called Bean by his significant other. Jacoby Walter. No, it wasn't Jacoby. Good to see you, Dan. Good to see you. Which Raptors sweetheart called him Bean in a post on Instagram recently? And it was on his birthday, y'all. That should give it away right there. Jameson Battle is not right, Fiercey. It's not right. Yeah, you guys, this is interesting. You guys are all over the place with this. You're very close. It's a current Raptor, so you have a limited amount of answers to answer with this. So which current Raptors sweetheart called him Bean on an Instagram post recently? Jamal Shedd's not right. Brandon Ingram's not right either, guys. No. Oshai, no. It's not Oshai Baji. You said Avery. It's not Oshai. No. And remember, full name answers. That's right. It's not Oshai Baji. Jakob Poeltl. Have we ever seen Jakob Poeltl with a sweetheart? RJ Barrett? No, it's not RJ. You guys go through all of them. You'll get it at some point, right? You get it at some point if you go through all of it. Look at this, Adriana. This is tougher. than we thought. Adriana was trying to look up the answers like through the internet to find them, and it's kind of hard to do. There you go. Dan Rowe figured it out. It's Scotty Barnes, guys. Scotty's birthday was on August the 1st of this month, and his girlfriend, his significant other, his sweetheart, Alyssa, sent him an Instagram saying, "Happy birthday, Bean." And he reposted it. That's right. Scotty Barnes is the answer, guys. Scotty Barnes was Bean. Yeah. Oh my God, it's Scotty Barnes. Look at Stargate. I love to see Stargate's back. And Randolph, you're just behind. And so it looks like Dan first on my screen, Adriana, Dan, Seymour, Randolph. Is that order? Yeah. You said they are pretty private. Yeah, these are private. This is tough. That's right. Bean. That's such a cute nickname. Good. Happy birthday, Bean. Bean. Look at Adriana. Yep. Look at the beans. I love the beans. Fiercey's got beans. All right, let's keep going. There's a lot of questions. Now, some of these questions are not current Raptors. There's going to be the whole Raptors landscape, okay? So I'll designate that. I'll either say Raptors legend, current Raptor, whatever. So you guys know where we're kind of going with, all right? All right, what Raptors legend dated singer Carrie Hilson for 4 years? What Raptors legend dated singer Carrie Hilson for 4 years? Full name answer. Don't half-ass this, please. Serge Ibaka. Serge Ibaka. Yes, Serge Ibaka did date Carrie Hilson for 4 years. And I saw an interview with her and Cam Newton. And basically she said that Serge was too young for her. And that's why it got all screwed up. In some ways, she was like, he's a champion in the NBA. He's playing at a high level for the Raptors. And he's living that lifestyle, but he's trying to date me too. That doesn't go well together. And she's like, nah, I'm just out. If you want to live that lifestyle, you go ahead and live that lifestyle. And I'll be out of here, because she was an older lady compared to him. He was in his 20s and she was in her 30s. And she's like, I ain't having this, young Serge Ibaka. Nah, I don't want to stop you from living your best life and enjoying being an NBA player that's successful and everybody wants you, but you ain't going to have me also, is what she said. And she got out of there. That's right. Yeah. Lucky man. Wow. 4 years. And she said, actually, to Cam Newton in that interview, she said, I stayed with him too long. I stayed too long. I shouldn't have been there so long. There you go. All right. The little extra information there. All right. Here we go. Question number 3. What is the first name of Darko's sweetheart? What is the first name of Darko's sweetheart? That's right. We're doing sweethearts, significant others of the Raptors. That's right. What is the first name of Darko's sweetheart? Yeah. What is this? What is the first name of Darko's sweetheart, y'all? This is a half name answer. You can put in the last name too if you really want to be thorough. But in some ways, I'm not asking for it. I just want to know the first name of Darko's sweetheart, guys. Make sure you're live on the channel. Isla? No, it's not Isla. Gaga is right. And Mo's getting this one straight up. Monique Lawrence, the super fan, knows that Darko Rajakovic's wife's name is Gaga. Hidden that poker face. Yeah, Stargate, you're just a little behind. Adriana, it's looking like Monique Lawrence has gotten this one. Anya. Nope, sorry, Roger. Thank you for supporting this channel, Roger Raymond. Yeah. Here we go. All right, next question, guys. Let's keep going. She's saying she's confirming. Number 1 top fan, Adriana, is confirming yes. All right, here we go. Question number 4. What Raptors legend was with Amber Rose for a bit? Yeah, what Raptors legend was with Amber Rose for a bit? This one's easy. Everybody knows this one. So write it in fast. Get the full name answer. What Raptors legend was with Amber Rose for a while? Gaga is a lawyer. Yeah. She gave up her law degree for her law career for him. Yeah. All right. That's crazy, Seymour. That's tough. Yeah. He went and fixed it, though. I'm going to give it to him. He came and did the correct on the second side. So how do you want to do it? Adriana? How do you want to do it? It is Terrence Ross, of course. Adriana, you will adjudicate. I'd like to give it to Seymour myself. No, you get it. You just messed up. You hit an I instead of an O, and you came back and circled back. See, if you had not put the Ross after him, I would say that she's giving it to you, man. It's you, Seymour. We're not going to give you a penalty for having fat fingers, my guy. I'm not going to do that, man. I do this all the time, too. I send texts in the morning to my neighbor so that we can check in and make sure we're alive. And sometimes I miss hitting buttons, and she's older. She's like, why did you spell that way? I'm like, I just did it fast and I just hit buttons. It's a mess up. It's not, I thought you were writing new words in. And she thinks I'm creative with words or something. No, it's just I have fat fingers and I hit the wrong buttons. That's right. Yeah. Salute. That's right. There you go. Adriana's looking out for you. Seymour Pape. That's right. There you go. All right. Question number 5, guys. What Raptor was recently seen visiting the mountains of Europe with his sweetheart? What current Raptor was recently seen visiting the mountains of Europe with his sweetheart? Yes. What current Raptor was recently seen visiting the mountains of Europe? Grady? No, that's half-assing, Trevor. Grady? No, it's not Grady Dick. James, good morning to you, James. Good to see you. Garrett Temple? No, it wasn't Garrett that was visiting the mountains of Europe. We did this on the Instagram stories recently. Some of these questions are easy to get if you've been watching the Instagram stories. Oshai Abaji is right. Fiercey's got it. It's Abaji and Avery that were at the Swiss Alps, I believe, is where they were. It looked like the Swiss Alps. Of course, they were all in Spain last week practicing and training camp. And some of the guys stayed in Europe, like Emmanuel Quickly still in Paris. And Abaji looks like him and Avery are walking around in the Alps of Austria or Swiss Alps or something like that. It looked like that's where they were. All right, let's keep going, guys. 72 days is how long this guy was married to Kanye West's ex. 72 days was how long this man was married to Kanye West's ex. Yeah, remember, this is all-time Raptors, and this is just Raptors legends of sweethearts. That's right. Chris Humphries is the right answer. James knows this. This is very famous. Chris Humphries was married to Kim Kardashian for 72 days, guys. 72 days. Wow. You'd think almost 72 hours, right? Chris Humphries. Yeah, that's all right. See, it's comical. On my screen, James has got this outright, Adriana, for sure. In here right away, first in. I see Stargate in third, and Fiercey with the crazy spelling. Humphries. Yep. All right, there's Commissioner saying, yep. All right, good. I like the confirmation. Question number 7. This guy was recently seen with the singer of FNF, Let's Go, in Mexico. This guy was recently seen with the singer of FNF, Let's Go, in Mexico. That's right. Chris Kardashian. What? Why are you doing that? Chris Kardashian. Oh, you put his last name that way. Brandon Gingram. That's fine. Fiercey, I'll take that. Yeah, it is Ingram. And that song is by Glorilla. And yeah, Fiercey will get this one. Brian Ingram. Did he sing R&B? No, that's Brian McKnight. What? I'm getting confused here. Brandon Ingram is the right answer. The Notorious B.I.3 seen in Mexico recently with Glorilla. Yeah, there you go. Fiercey's got that one. All right, next question, guys. Keep on it. That's right. Keep on it. This Raptors legend, his wife is a fashion model from the Sierra Leone. This Raptors legend's wife is a fashion model from Sierra Leone. Yeah. This Raptors legend's wife is a fashion model from Sierra Leone. Garrett Temple is not right. Raptors legend. It's not Garrett Temple. Nope. Which Raptors legend's wife is a model from Sierra Leone? Let's see. Yeah, you put the soccer guy's name in. Stargate's getting it. It's Ujiri. That's right. Masai Ujiri is a Raptors legend, guys. And Stargate's going to get it. I'm sorry, you can't write that soccer player's name in there like that, Trevor. You're half-assed, and you put in Messi. So, yeah, Stargate got it. It's Masai. Masai's wife, Ramatu, is from Sierra Leone and is a fashion model. That's right. There you go. Boom goes the dynamite. Yeah, Masai. And I like that Stargate put the full name in. And fuck you, Ed Rogers. And fuck you, Keith Pelly. Yeah, I got my quota. All right, here we go. Question number 9. This longtime Raptors person lost his first wife to cancer, and his second wife is a yoga instructor. This longtime Raptors person lost his first wife to cancer, and his second wife is a yoga instructor. Monique, get on it. That's right. Get on it, Monique. I know you know this one. Ramatu's fluent in French. Yeah. All right. Fiercey jumped in there and got it. Jim San is the right answer. Jim San, of course, sadly lost his first wife to cancer and had some issues. And then he met his second wife, and she really changed his life back, which is awesome. So yeah, Jim Sant, longtime assistant coach for the Toronto Raptors. So this is how it is. There's going to be questions that may be going into other realms other than players, just so y'all know. So be ready. Be ready. All right, here we go. Next question. What former Raptor has a wife who has a YouTube channel? What former Raptor has a wife that has a YouTube channel? And we used to cover on this channel all the time. What former Raptor has a wife who has a YouTube channel? Yeah, Dennis Schroeder. That's right. Fiercey knows and remembers. Originally this question said, what former Raptor has a wife named Ellen? And I was like, and Adriana went and looked it up, and apparently there's a couple former Raptors that have a wife named Ellen, and that kind of screwed it up. So, because Vince Carter's wife's name is Ellen, so she thought the answer was Vince Carter, and I was like, no, it's Dennis Schroeder. It's Dennis Schroeder. It's the right answer. Fiercey got it. Good job, Fiercey. Fiercey's doing really well. Once again, she's getting every other answer, it seems like. All right, here we go. Next question, guys. This Raptors sweetheart is a collegiate level swimmer. This Raptors sweetheart is a collegiate level swimmer. A swimmer that swims in college. This Raptors sweetheart. That's right. Who is that? That's right. This Raptors sweetheart is a collegiate level swimmer. Yeah. Colin Murray Bowles? No, it's not Colin. Jamison Battle. That's not right either. Stargate got it. It's Grady Dick. Grady Dick's girlfriend, Carla, is a collegiate level swimmer at the University of Kansas. And Stargate's on it. There you go. Colin Murray Bowles is not right. It's not right. That's right. Let's keep going. We're getting through these pretty good here. Adriana, you still got time, hopefully. Let's see. Question number 12. This Raptors legend sweetheart had her birthday yesterday. This Raptors legend sweetheart had their birthday yesterday. Yeah, there you go. This Raptors legend sweetheart had their birthday yesterday. So yeah, that's a little tough. I switched this one, Adriana. I switched this one just so you know. Yeah, because I just noticed this is true. This Raptors legend, their significant other, their sweetheart's birthday was yesterday. Ooh, that's a little tough. Adriana knows. She knows. Of course she knows. She's the commissioner of trivia. She knows. She heard all the answers yesterday, but she remembers this question. So yeah, which Raptors legend had their sweetheart's birthday yesterday, where they had to shower love with them and say, I love you. Thank you for being in my life. That's right. Fiercey got it. It's Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet's wife, I guess, I don't know if they're married yet. They may be. Shantae. It had her birthday yesterday. And yeah, it's Fred VanVleet is the right answer. Kyle Lowry? No. Dwayne Casey? No. Antonio Davis? No. Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet. That's right. It was his sweetheart's birthday yesterday. That's right. All right. We're moving right along. I hope you guys are enjoying the Raptors sweetheart trivia and how we're doing this here. Question number 13. This Raptors sweetheart is a nuclear scientist. This Raptors sweetheart is a nuclear scientist. This Raptors sweetheart is a nuclear scientist. Wow. That's impressive. Nuclear scientist? What? Wow. That's impressive. Garrett Temple's right. Fiercey knows. She's not only a nuclear scientist, she's a Miss USA. It's crazy. Yeah, Garrett Temple is married to a nuclear scientist, y'all, just so y'all know. Did you know that, guys? That she was a nuclear scientist? Yeah. Nuclear scientists? That's crazy. I know. The Temples are overachievers, man. The Temples are very, very much achieving. They're achievers. They're achieving. I mean, Garrett, is impressive enough. Like, how long he's played in the league? Is he still playing the league this year? Everybody's saying this guy's still in the league. Well, then go look at his wife's resume, and you'd be like, holy crap. Yeah, beauty and brains. Yeah, and a great husband and a beautiful family. Yeah, they got it all. Dude, we have it all. Yes, you do. You have it. You have it all. All right, let's keep going. This Raptors legend, sweetheart, was a basketball team captain at St. Joe's. This Raptors legend, sweetheart, was a basketball team captain at St. Joe's University. That's right. Which Raptors legend, sweetheart is this? That's right. Which Raptors legend, sweetheart, was a team captain in basketball at St. Joe's University? Vince Carter's not right. Nope, it's not Vince. Kyle Lowry's right. That's right. Stargate's got it. Of course, Kyle Lowry's wife was an exemplary basketball player herself in college. And yeah, it's Kyle Lowry, the GOAT. His wife was the team captain of St. Joe's basketball. And she was the offensive player of the year a couple years in a row too, guys. Yeah, she's an acclaimed player. That's why I have a lot of promise in Carter and Cameron coming up. The youngsters, the young men coming up in the Lowry family. Yeah, because they got a good pedigree with both parents being basketball players, smart, heady basketball players. So, yeah, you're going to be hearing about Carter Lowry at some point in the NBA. I'm going to predict that right now. Carter Lowry's going to the NBA. You're going to see him play. I'm telling you right now. All right, here we go. 3 more questions. We're out. This current Raptors person had a sweetheart who was in a contest for Mom of the Year earlier this season. Earlier this year, this Raptors person, sweetheart, was involved in a contest to be mom of the year or something like that. Scotty Barnes? No, it's not Scotty Barnes, Isaac Campbell. Good morning to you, sir. Benevolent one. Benevolent one. Thank you for being here. No, it's not Scotty. Which Raptors person, current Raptors person, and I'm saying person, has a sweetheart who was in a contest for Mom of the Year? Andrew Jones is right. Trevor J remembers that. Trevor Jones remembers Andrew Jones. His wife was involved in a mom contest, and Trevor J's got this one. Commissioner, fun. Scooping in and getting 100 points real quick. Yeah, I like that. That's not common. It's not common when Trevor J gets in there to play, and I like that. Bobby Webster, Jamal Shed, Darko. Nope. Andrew Jones. Andrew Jones was the right answer. 2 more questions, guys, and then we out. What Raptors legend's wife appears on the Real Housewives show right now? Yeah, Cool Cat's here very late joining trivia. Good morning to you, Cool Cat. Good to see you. What Raptors legend's wife appears on the Real Housewives show right now? Yeah, which Raptors legend has a sweetheart that is on the Real Housewives? Jackie Christie. No. That's not the one. Are they on that show too? No, we're talking about Real Housewives, not Basketball Wives, nothing like that. Is she on that too? Charles Oakley's right. Isaac got it. Charles Oakley's wife, Angela, is currently on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And it's Charles Oakley. Is the Christie's on there too? Doug Christie's wife is on that show too? What the? Really? You sure? That's crazy. That's weird. All right, but okay. Well, the answer was Charles, because I could have put in there his wife Angela. I was going to put the name in there too. I didn't realize there were a couple of former Raptors that got people on these shows right now. I thought it was just Charles. Okay, all right, but I meant Charles Oakley. Isaac's going to get it, and that's okay, right, Adriana? That's okay, right? Charles Oakley. I guess I should have delineated. I did not realize there were more than one on there. Basketball Wives for Christie. Oh, see? All right. So I was right. And not Basketball Wives. I didn't say Basketball Wives. I said Real Housewives of Atlanta is the show. And that's Angela Oakley, the wife of Charles, that's on that show. So we got to establish this right. She's saying, yep. Okay, Commissioner. Thank you. Number 1. All right. Last question of Raptors Sweetheart Trivia. You guys weren't expecting this one this morning, were you? No, you weren't expecting Sweetheart Trivia, were you? All right. What former Raptor renews his vows with his sweetheart every single year? What former Raptor renews his vows, his marital vows, with his sweetheart every single year? And they've been doing this for decades. Yeah. What former Raptor renews his vows with his sweetheart every year? Every single year they do this. They get married every single year. Doug Christie. That's right. That you guys were just a little early on that one. Doug Christie is the last answer. And Seymour got it this time. Yeah, it is Doug Christie. Doug Christie's been getting married to his wife every year the whole time. And I think they've had at this point like 25 wedding ceremonies. And I don't know if they're like the same every year. Maybe some of them are small and inexpensive. Maybe they just do a romantic little thing, sometimes just them. Maybe they do get other people involved and say, yeah, we're doing our wedding again this year. Do you want to come this year? I went last year. And you're always asking me for gifts. I'm sick of this. You guys just want gifts. That's why you do this. It's funny to me when I make myself laugh. Oh, stupid. That was stupid. That was totally improvised. I did not know I was going to make that joke until I just made it in the moment just now. I'm sick of you inviting me to your weddings, Christie's. I don't have any more money. I bought you too many damn things from Pottery Barn. That's funny. That's funny. Let's see. All right, let's see. 25 rings. That's right. Seymour saying she cheated on him. He just found out too. Wait, what? No way. This is serious? Like Jackie Christie cheated on Doug Christie? Whoa. See, this is the kind of shit we talk about on Raptor Freak channel. What the fuck? Seriously? After all that, she cheated on you? Confirm this, Seymour. You're saying that Doug Christie's wife cheated on him after that reality show they made in the very beginning and all this other stuff? Wow. Maybe like Doug got head coach last year, right? When they fired Mike Brown and they were like, you're the head coach now, Doug, and you're going to be the head coach. Maybe he got too busy and she started to stray. I don't know. This is weird, man. This is weird. If this could happen to the Christies, it could happen to anybody. This is messed up, man. That is sad. That is sad. They were together for 25 years and they had a wedding ceremony every year, renewed their vows. This is kind of like goes with that whole thing where people that are in couples on Instagram and social media overshow their love. There's actually not good stuff going on. And maybe they needed to renew their vows every year so that she wouldn't cheat. Did he hit that renew last year? Did he renew his subscription? Because it seems like she started subscribing somewhere else. That's messed up. That's messed up. Wow, that is sad. I agree with that. That is sad, man. Randolph Phillips is here. Good morning, Randolph Phillips. Blessings, beloved Raptor Freak family. You, not others, must live your life. Their opinion of you is irrelevant to who you are and how you live your life. Live with a purpose. Yeah, and some people will not get your purpose because they just don't understand you. And they're not meant to. They're not your people. And in some ways, just because you don't understand someone doesn't mean they need to kowtow and conform to you. So, if you don't understand me, go ahead and let me be me. If I don't understand you, I'll let you go ahead and be you. That's just how it should be. Blessings to the Phillips family and all the Raptor Freak families out there. That's right. Wayne's saying, yep, with Chris Webber. What? What? Doug Christie's wife cheated on him with Chris Webber? What? That's insane, man. What? That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. Love yourself. People ain't shit. Yeah, love yourself. People ain't shit. That's crazy. Yeah, if they can't make it, nobody can, is what I'm telling you. This world has just gotten darker. If the Christies can't make it, nobody's going to make it. No. Doug Christie's wife cheated on him? That's what they're saying, Smooth Brown Man. That's what they're saying this morning. I tried to do a wholesome Raptors Sweetheart Trivia today, and we found out one of the darkest things ever. That they're saying, I don't know if this is true. Maybe I need a fact checker. Maybe Dan Rowe or Adriana or somebody needs to go look this up real quick while we're on the air and say, look, did Doug Christie's wife cheat on him with Chris Webber? That's crazy. That's crazy business right there. If that's true, that is crazy business, man. Man, that's crazy. Cool Cat saying, haha, we didn't mean to derail your trivia session. That's laugh out loud. That's why we all remember Doug Christie. Yeah, I remember him from Getting Married all the time. And his, him and his wife had a reality show really early in the reality TV phase. Like they were on in the early days of Survivor doing a reality show. Survivor came on with Jeff Probst. And then Doug Christie and his wife made a reality show about their perfect marriage. Perfect marriage. And so we're so amazing as a couple. We just have to brag and show everybody. That's kind of what that was. They had a reality show in the very beginning, very, very beginning. That's right. That's right. And Smooth saying these guys be swingers, man. That may be part of it. Reggie might be right. It's not even cheating. It's like, well, this is the arrangement. It's like Doug's like, this is arrangement. This is arrangement, man. I'm not upset. I'm busy. I gotta coach the team. And in some ways, it's like just arrangement. I'm sorry. This is arrangement. Maybe they are swingers. Maybe they are. Maybe. Yeah, Isaac Campbell saying Chris Webber says he's the father. What? What are you all trying to Maury Povich my show? No. We don't need DNA tests in here. That shit that they talk about with Tim Duncan is disturbing enough, guys. I don't need this to happen around Doug Christie in this way, too. I mean, maybe it's more hurtful with Tim Duncan. I care more about Tim Duncan than Doug Christie, honestly. And that's sad because Tim Duncan was never a Raptor. But Doug Christie, you're kind of... And in some ways, I saw you laughing with BJ Armstrong at the Summer League at the Raptors team when we played y'all in that game in the Summer League in the fifth game when we lost to Maxime Renault and Isaac Jones. I saw you sitting in the stands, Doug Christie, with BJ Armstrong, that piece of crap who wouldn't come play for the Raptors when we drafted him in the expansion draft. And you're sitting there laughing and pointing like you're bullying the Raptors. So fuck you, Doug Christie. No, I'm not. I'm ambivalent on Doug Christie. I want to like Doug Christie, but he doesn't really embrace his Raptors past. He's very much Sacramento Kings, obviously. And I don't know how seriously he takes his Raptors history and his legacy. And that's sad to me. And so in some ways, Doug Christie, maybe you should get in touch with your Raptors roots and be more nice to them and water that plant a little bit more often, is what I'm saying, Doug Christie. And then I won't have to be all crazy and talking about you in this way. This is crazy, man. This is so weird. Cool Cat saying, Lex, it's quite scandalous. And she was manipulating information for the divorce, and he was able to bust her. It's crazy. It would be a real reality drama show. Well, that sounds like that's the show they should have put on instead of the bullshit one they put on 25 years ago. That sounds like that's the primetime sweeps winner right there. Is the storyline of what Cool Cat just said, the second season of the Christies. It should have came around and stuff. This is crazy. So she's lying and manipulating information. She sounds like a very controlling person. Like, I'll bet this whole thing about getting the marriage vows done every year was just some convoluted thing that she was doing to be dominant. Oh, Doc, we're going to have to go get married again next month. But we got married last year. I was like, this is going to happen every year, honey. This is just how it is. Dan Rose saying this, and thank you, Dan, for doing what you're doing. I'm going to give you a dunk. There's an article in Vibe that addresses this, but it seems to be in the rumor stage at this point. Not confirmed that this has happened. Okay. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for fact checking. He's calling it a rumor for now, but there is some smoke around that fire. Let's just put it that way. It seems like there's some smoke around this fire. Dan Rowe, you're getting, I'm going to give you a double dunk. For just, man, that was awesome, man. That was really good job there. So we're going to give you, you're at 24 now. You got the Morris Peterson, my guy. 24 on the dunk charts. Morris Peterson, 2-4. That's right. Mo saying, great trivia. Nice to be first today for this once. Good job. Yeah, Mo, it's nice to see you in the chat today. We miss you when you're not here. I understand that sometimes your mornings are hectic and they're just very busy and you can't be here live every day. But I know you're watching later too. And we always love you. When we have your presence here, it's the best. But you're always here in spirit with us, no matter what, forever. That's right. NWO for life, RFF for life. And basically, like, she's the Hulk Hogan of our NWO in some ways. It's like, she is. I'm like Kevin Nash. And or maybe I'm Hall. I mean, him and I are both alcoholics. But Monique is the Hulk Hogan in our NWO for sure. She's the Hulk Hogan. That's right. We'll figure out. I think Trevor's like Nash and I'm Hall. All right, let's keep going. Let's go. Yeah, great trivia indeed. Yeah, it's a little bit different. I have to be creative with these. And that picture that I used for the stream was a red herring. Of course, everybody's going to think the brand new sweethearts in the Raptors world, Colin Murray Boyles and Chloe Kitts, was going to be one of the questions today. Of course, everybody thought with Colin Murray Boyles would be one of the answers today because the very, very prominent visual relationship of him and Chloe Kitts. Yeah, but no, it wasn't to be. It's just a picture for today to symbolize the sweethearts of the Raptors and getting that nice picture of Chloe and Colin embracing from the draft this year. That's right. Yeah. Randolph saying this, Lex, ESPN has done it again with their inaccurate reporting on Grady Dick's end of the year update. They seem to not be paying attention to the Raptors period. Yeah, this is something that we went over kind of in the last 2 days. You were away this weekend. There's a thing where Brian Windhurst talks about Grady Dick, and he's basically saying Grady had a bad start to the year, but then he finished really strong at the end of the year. No, he didn't. He got hurt in the Orlando game. He got like 3 injuries at one play, which is absolutely crazy. I've never seen anybody get 3 injuries in one play like that. Grady got nailed. It's like the Magic nailed him at the sideline. He got a concussion. He messed up his knee. He had a whole bunch of injuries just from one play, and then he didn't play for the rest of the season, Brian Windhurst. Oh, he had such a great finish to his season. Let me Windhurst this real quick. I think you're not watching. Winders, I just winders that you're not windersting us and you're not watching us. Exactly right, Randolph. It's hilarious. Yeah, Grady did not play at the end of the year, and they're saying he had such a great finish to the year. Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. Fiercely saying Kaz is killing me at WNBA Fantasy. The Valkyrie starting lineup is a problem. Yeah, Kaz, I don't know what his formula is, his method to his madness. His methodology has been hugely successful this year. And it looks like there may be a logjam. If Meredith beats me this week, there's going to be us 4 teams in the Eastern Conference of our WNBA league are going to be like all around the same record. There will be the winner of y'all's competition will be the number 1 team in the whole playoffs and be the number 1 seed. And it does look like it's going to be Kaz. And then after that, if Meredith beats me, what happens is Fiercey, Meredith, and I all have the same record at the end of the season, which will be 9-3, which will be crazy. We'll have a 3-way tie for second place. And we'll just have to see how the playoffs get sorted out with the seeding after that. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And next week, the playoffs start. So really get your game on for Monday. Next week. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So we're saying, yeah, he's more Kings than Raptors. For sure. Doug Christie is more Kings for sure. Because, and part of it is how long he's been with them as a coach. He's been assistant coach for them for like 15 years now or something like that. And now he's the head coach. And, you know, he had a lot of success on the Kings with Mike Bibby and Predrag Stojakovic and Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, stuff like that. Around that time, that Kings team was one of the best Kings teams in their history. And that's why he's somewhat celebrated on that team and stuff like that. But yeah, Doug, man, you should water the plant called your Raptors legacy. Water that plant. Don't be like Chris Bosh and let that plant just die in the corner, bro. Water your plant for Raptors legacy. I mean, I get it. You're on an enemy team right now. You're already bona fide Sacramento Kings. It's not like you can be saying, I'm Raptor. I'm a former Raptor. No, you're going to be Kings all the way. I get that. But maybe at some point when you stop coaching or something like that, maybe you'll come back around and say, yeah, I'm proud of my Raptors heritage and being on the Raptors at some point. But he doesn't show this. He's in that category with Chris Bosh. And I wonder sometimes whether Doug Christie is disrespectful towards the Raptors on the down low. Because who knows? He might be in his private life. He was like, oh, yeah, Raptors, when I was there, it was a joke. And I didn't want to be there the whole time. If he says shit like that privately, I wouldn't be surprised. And that's sad. So, Doug Christie, water the Raptors legacy plant. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please. Let's see. So we're saying probably more Lakers and Knicks than Raptors, too. That might be right. I don't know about Lakers, though. I don't know about Lakers. Probably Knicks, though. The Lakers was such a hot cup of coffee time there. And he has been battling the Lakers for years now on the Kings. So he probably doesn't have much love for the Lakers franchise. But I could see him in the hierarchy being Kings, Knicks, Raptors, like that. Because he did spend quite a bit of time in New York. And he had some success there also. So I could see his hierarchy of loyalty is Sacramento, New York, Toronto. But I doubt he has loyalty to the Lakers. He was there for a hot cup of coffee, and they're a division rival that they mess with all the time and it has to get ready for. Dan Rose saying this, there is also a claim that Weber is the father of Christie's eldest daughter, but it's also not confirmed. Weber denies it, saying it's no proof. It's just made up lies. You know, this may be true. I mean, the stuff about Tim Duncan and his kids, I don't want to believe it. And man, it's so crazy. Some of the rumors around Tim Duncan are just sad because that man doesn't deserve any of that. He's a private person. He's a good dude. And if any of that, the stuff about Tim Duncan and this kind of stuff is true, that's sad. And in some ways, he didn't deserve that. He's one of the greatest all time. And he's a really good person all around. And in some ways, that's sad. If Tim Duncan's life is like that, where the person he was with, the father, he's the father, but his kids aren't necessarily his, is what they're saying. Man, Dan Rowe, you've been on point, man. I really appreciate it. You know what? Let's give him another double dunk, man. 30. I'm going to give you a double dunk. You're 30. You're Adele Curry, bro. You're Adele Curry. Speaking of someone who cheated, someone who cheated, Sonia Curry. Mm-hmm, yep. With the New England Patriot. Mm-hmm, Sonia. Mm-hmm, Steph's mom. Yeah. Let's see what else. Cool Cat saying Christie talked about some issues and court documents were leaked. Truth and maybe some embellishment. This is the thing. Sometimes these people, like I said, they put on such a show to show, oh, we're so happy. We're so together. Sometimes that's a show to make themselves believe it inside, and it's not real. Sometimes the strongest couples don't show jack shit. and they're just doing their thing. And we don't need to go and publicize how much we love each other because we just do. And in some ways, sometimes if they're doing that so much, it's compensating for something. Trust me on that. It's not compensating. James saying, doesn't athletes and entertainers cheat the most? I don't know. That may be true because they have more access, because of lifestyle, because of being famous, because people may be more inclined to be attracted to them, to cheat with them. Yeah. So that's probably true. But I want to say this. I don't know if they're any more likely to cheat than the average person. It's just that their opportunities to do are better. I think that's what it is right there. They got too much money and too much free time. That could be both of it. And also you add in the lifestyle of traveling from city to city. This is very often the case with people that are rock stars, professional wrestlers. They're going to have people on the road that they go see, other people, other families, stuff like that. Used to be the case back in the day with salesmen. Traveling salesman. Oh, dad's got to go back on the road and sell the vacuum cleaners. And he's going to Boise. And, well, he's going to go see his second family in Boise while he's there. And this would happen with salesmen. People that were just ordinary citizens, not famous, but they did routes where they'd go other places away from their family. And, of course, there wasn't the internet back then. So there was an easier time to conceal and kind of hide things. Kind of crazy. Yeah, we're in a little kind of dark kind of topic here today. Yeah. Coquette saying, then the ex-wife also talks some stuff to shore up her defense. It needs a show. Back to trivia. It needs a show. So you're saying he has another ex-wife? I thought you're saying his ex-wife. Well, you're talking about Doug Christie still, right? In some ways we need proper nouns because I move so fast. Reggie's saying probably some sex game those three are playing, man. The Christies were really into that. I remember a sex game gone wrong, it seems. Reggie, I love you, man. I love you, bro. You're so funny, man. That's a funny quote. He's like, is the sex game gone wrong? The sex game went wrong. Okay, 169. All right, we do talk very openly about all kinds of topics, and we're kind of getting into that pineapple culture, the swinger culture right now. We're a little bit of that kind of stuff right now. Sex game gone wrong. I never thought I'd see that comment in this chat. Sex game gone wrong, it seems. I love that. You got that dunk, man. You're at what, Reggie? You're like at 169, bro. 169 dunks for Reg. All right, let's see. Smooth saying Michael Porter Jr. Yeah, I want to talk about this. I posted this in the Discord last night. Michael Porter Jr. did an interview about addiction recently, and he talked about his brother Jonte. Of course, this is news for Raptorsfreak channel because Jonte Porter is one of the biggest embarrassments in Raptors history. He is a blight and a black eye on what happened with our team in the last couple of years. It's so sad. And of course, NBA wants to associate Raptors with bad stuff. They love putting him in the Raptors jersey all over the place with his controversy when they're posting stuff about him. Well, Michael Porter came out and did an interview talking about addiction and talking about Jonte. And yeah, it's interesting. He said his vice is women and his brother's vice. He had no such vice with the women. His was gambling. The interview was wild, man. Yeah, it sounds like Michael Porter Jr. don't care about Jonte that much. He talks about him very cold and like he's gone. He's just going to be gone. Like it's really weird. And it's also a little bit like if I'm doing psychology, reading into what Michael Porter said, it's a little bit of a sibling rivalry in what he's saying here. Because he's explaining how he's lonely. He's like, I haven't been so lucky in my love life to have a wife, but I've been very lucky in my money because I have tons of money from an NBA contract that, in fact, I got traded for because recently, because I'm getting paid too much money. Denver traded me and they got 3 or 4 guys instead of me. And I'm in Brooklyn now, but I have all the money in the world, but I don't have a wife or a girlfriend. And my vice is women. And I'm not saying I'm out there sleeping with a lot of women, but I have impure thoughts about women all the time. And they're my addiction and my vice. And it's so goofy and it's weird. And he's half-ass. He's lying. There's like, you can tell he's lying. Like FBI profiles know how to look for cues when people are lying. He's lying. And then he talks about Jonte. He's like, my brother, he's married and he has a wife and he's no problem in his love life, but he has problems in his money life. He fell in love with money too much is what Michael Porter Jr. says about Jonte. He says he's entranced with money. He made money too important in his life, and that's why he got to where he was. He talks about this in a way where he's not his brother. He talks about it in a way where he's like a rival. He's like, yeah, he got messed up because he had an addiction to money. I had an addiction to women, and he had an addiction to money. And that's why he's in the case that he's in now. It doesn't sound like Jonte is cared about by Michael that much, honestly. This family's fucked up, man. I'm going to say this right now. Even Michael Porter Jr. said this. He said, my 2 older sisters are married and my 2 younger brothers are married and I am not. And then he starts talking about how he's so sad that he's lonely and he's by himself. Yeah, it's a weird interview. It's a very weird interview. And I feel like Michael Porter Jr. don't give a shit about his brother Jonte. I'm going to say that right now, man. Yeah, Trevor's saying Michael Porter Jr. finally spoke. Yeah, I mean, he's been speaking. It's just that this was a particular interview. He's been speaking. He's been talking. He's probably talked about it. It's just that a particular interview just came out. And it's like this. It's like this. Porter family is wild, man. Yeah. I mean, listen, you know what? If you're going to get into a vice and an addiction, women's probably the better one, Michael, instead of gambling and money addiction or alcohol addiction, like your other brothers who get DUIs, driving all crazy and killing people, honestly. One of your brothers ran into somebody and killed them in a DUI wreck. So, yeah, there's addiction, huge addiction problems in the Porter family. Huge addiction problems. Well, Michael, it's good that yours was women. Because in some ways you can get away with that addiction without getting in trouble legally a lot of times, unless you're doing fucked up shit and sexual assault. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going. Let's see. Kaloy's saying, wasn't Michael Porter Jr. linked to a lady boy somewhere in Asia years ago? What? I mean, if he did that, that's his life. Dwight Howard, do what you want. I don't care. That's his life. I don't know. Lady boy? Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see. Smooth saying, yeah, he was rumored to have been with the lady boy. Well, that's his life. Let him do what he's got to do. In some ways, I won't stigmatize him for going to Thailand or wherever he went to go meet a lady boy. I don't know where he went, man. Let's see. Smooth saying he also did another interview with an ex-porn star talking about the sex stuff NBAers are into. Man, you guys, we're very tawdry today. We're very tawdry. We're very scandalous. We've got Christie scandal. We're talking about the Porters. Yeah, this is a scandalous stream. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it was going to go this direction. Kaloy saying, yeah, I was about to say that. Ha, 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 ha. All right. Let's keep going in the chat with the tabs. Let me see what else I got to look at. Raptors Reddit. Let's see what they're talking about. There's a guy on here on Raptors Reddit today who's written a post called How Kawhi Ruined His Legacy. He made a YouTube clip about it. He made a little documentary on how Kawhi's time in Toronto with some of the more recent news about his departure. Let me know what you guys think, as this is my only second video ever. Yeah. In some ways it's interesting. I mean, I get the idea that maybe he might have ruined his legacy because he left. That's why. I mean, that's the narrative you should be putting in your video without me actually watching it. Is I would say he ruined his legacy just by leaving. Like, he didn't have to leave. In some ways, he left abruptly and too soon. He should have allowed us the chance to try and repeat. That's the normal thing, but he wouldn't even allow that. So that's kind of where I'm at with his legacy being screwed up, is that he didn't allow a chance for a repeat. And that's where he screws up his Raptors legacy. But in some ways, it is a perfect 1 year. And in some ways, it is a very important thing that he did for us. So there's a weird way to weigh Kawhi Leonard and stuff like that. I don't know if he's ruined his legacy, but he could have had a way better legacy. Let's just put it that way. He could have really had a way better legacy. They're posting Hot Dog Brandon on Raptors Reddit. There's a picture of Brandon Ingram in a hot dog costume on there right now. That's kind of weird. That's a little bit weird right there. That's right. Let's see what else. So we got here. Yeah, there's nothing else on here that seems like that's that important to talk about on Raptors Reddit. Let me see. Okay, happy birthday, guys, to former Raptors draft pick. He was picked number 12 number 8. He was picked number 8 in the 2004 draft in the first round by the Toronto Raptors, Rafa Araujo. Rafa Araujo is 45 today, the Brazilian center, 6'11". He's an interesting guy. You guys, I don't know if you guys knew this about Rafa, but he has some scandals in his life too. We were talking about scandals today, I guess. And BYU, he got in trouble because he was tested, and he tested positive for steroids while he was in college. I don't know if you guys knew this, but it was really just a dietary supplement that contained andro. But he could still play in college, but he could not play in FIBA or something like that. So he couldn't play for Brazil for a while because he got in trouble. And he also got in trouble in college for punching a few people in games. He elbowed the shit out of Andrew Bogut in a game and got in big trouble for that too. Now, also on here on his Wikipedia, there's some interesting information about Rafa Araujo and his stint with the Raptors. Let me just read this passage on his Wikipedia real quick. In the 2005-2006 season, he again struggled through a disappointing year and had trouble getting playing time, averaging 11 minutes a game, 2 points and 3 rebounds, while shooting a dismal 37% from the field. Shortly after that season, Toronto GM Rob Babcock was fired, and it was rumored that the firing in part had to do with him drafting Rafael Araujo. The player claimed he did not play much with the Raptors because then coach Sam Mitchell held a grudge against Rob Babcock, and thus he did not want to put Babcock's draft pick on the court. That's very interesting tidbit of information from Araujo's Wikipedia. They're saying that in some ways Sam Mitchell was pissed at Rob Babcock, so he held Hoffa out and didn't play him as much because he wanted Rob Babcock to look bad. Man, in some ways I don't mind that, and I'm more on Sam Mitchell's side because Rob Babcock was bad. He was very bad, but also it does kind of show that Sam Mitchell was a manipulator and doing weird shit on the down low around our team when he was our coach. You know, we know the stories about Sam and the players and Rafer Alston and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, Sam, what are you doing, bro? Our team was such a mess. I get it. In some ways, maybe you did us a favor by getting Rob Babcock fired sooner by not playing Rafa Araujo. That's interesting stuff. That's something I didn't know anything about until I looked at Rafa Araujo's Wikipedia this morning. I'm like, wow, this passage is important for Raptor freaks to know that Sam Mitchell didn't play Rafa on purpose to spite Rob Babcock. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah. Very, very, very interesting. Scandalous Tuesday. Cool Cat Sam, Masai and Kawhi have a great relationship, so we should let it go. They're not salty about it. That's for sure. Giants of Africa definitely proved that in the last month. I'm not salty at Kawhi. I've never actually been that mad at Kawhi. I was disappointed in his decision for sure that summer, and it was too bad. It was kind of crushing. But in some ways also, how the hell can you get mad at a guy who carried you to a championship? And that's the tough thing about Kawhi Leonard with Raptors fans is it's a one perfect season. We wish we could have had more. We won't get more, and it's just how it is. We got to accept life on life's terms, and that's just how it is. And I can't get mad at him because he's a big, huge part of our success, and that's part of it right there. And Trevor J saying, talking about scandals, what about the referee scandal and gambling? All right, we'll bring up the Donaghy thing that you posted yesterday. Tim Donaghy has written another book, and it's come out, and he's saying in the book that he made a bunch of money off of veteran referee Dick Bavetta. Dick Bavetta is one of the greatest refs in the history of the NBA. But Tim Donaghy knew about Dick Bavetta's proclivities as a referee. And one of the things he knew about Dick, and this is something that's probably very true, and I remember this, actually watching games and paying attention to Dick Bavetta, I could see him doing this in the middle of the game, and I remember him doing this. Often Dick Bavetta would not like blowouts. He was like not about a team winning by 30 or 20. He didn't like teams getting embarrassed. In some ways, he was helping the NBA and David Stern from having problems with teams looking bad, like embarrassed. In some ways, this is the opposite of the ESPN model to tear down players and teams and make them look bad on public on the broadcast. No, Dick Bavetta, as a referee, was trying to protect the teams in the league, and he would try and lessen blowouts. If a team was starting to kick the other team's ass too much, he started giving more calls to the team that was losing and helping them to try and catch up and close the gap more. Now, he wouldn't do it to the point where he would manipulate the game so that they come back and beat the other team. He just closed the gap so that it wasn't as embarrassing. Well, Tim Donaghy and the other refs, possibly Scott Foster, knew this proclivity by Dick Bavetta, and they manipulated it in a way to place bets. Yeah. He said in this book that he made $100,000 just off of Dick Bavetta, because he knew that this is how Dick Bavetta thinks, and he manipulated that information to help place bets for the mafia and himself to enrich himself. So that's an interesting thing. And I totally agree. I saw Dick Bavetta do this back in the day. There would often be a blowout game. Dick Bavetta would be involved, and he would help the team that was behind to try and catch up. I very much remember this. This is totally true. Because I remember seeing this kind of stuff. He's, oh, Bavetta's helping the other team come back again. And that was something that I remember. So I think there's a lot of legitimacy to what Tim Donaghy's saying, because the action by Bavetta is true. It's true, because I remember seeing it with my own two eyes. Right there. Yeah, Kaloy saying, I think teams are going to ban players to having podcasts soon. Laugh out loud. Ha, ha, ha. I don't know. That seems like that's something that the Fred VanVleet, the president of the Players Association, might have a problem with. Yeah. How the hell are these guys going to promote themselves as their own product separate from the team if they don't have social media to do stuff on, like Instagram? Where's the slippery slope in this? It's like, oh, you can't have YouTube channels. You can't have podcasts. Well, can we have Instagram at some point? Can we have social media at all? That's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you right now, they won't be able to ban them for this, because it's just like NIL. The players need to have the right to market their name, image, and likeness. And social media and sometimes podcasts is the medium that they like to use. So I don't see this happening. In some ways, it is causing new problems and new things in the NBA. Yeah, Draymond Green's going to do a podcast at halftime during the game. What the fuck are you doing, Draymond? You should be resting and listening to your coach and talking to your teammates and getting organized for the second half. No, I'm on the mic, bro. I'm in here doing my show, guys. I'll be back in a sec. Draymond, get the fuck off your podcast, bro. What are you doing? I don't know. I think that in general, what they should do is, and I think they already have this, is ban phones during games for all players. DeMar DeRozan very recently came out and said he hates the phones. He hates how much this young generation's on their phones and doing social media in the middle of games. He said that there's guys on the bench hiding their phone next to them, texting and doing shit during games, and they're not supposed to. There are rules about having your phone on the bench. Now, they may expand it and say you can't have your phone at halftime or post-game or pre-game. Like, teams in the NBA may want to start doing that to stop distraction, stop these guys from being just up their butt with their phones. We know that Darko has a very strong conviction against social media and certain things. Recently in interviews, he said, and whenever they go to team dinners, the phones are not allowed out. No, the Raptors go to the team dinner. They're not on there sitting on the phones separately looking at their phones. No, they're interacting and talking to each other. And that's how you build the chemistry, the aura, and the connections, is you do that. And so, this is an interesting thing, the interaction of new technology with the NBA and how it's got to shake out and change over time. Some ways they don't know exactly what the rules should be because it's still trying to be figured out, whether it's talking about sports gambling or podcasts, social media accounts, stuff like that. I mean, Kevin Durant is crazy on Twitter. He is just crazy talking to everybody on there. He's crazy. Somebody may need to ban him from Twitter. Seriously. James is saying Brett Siegel. It's hard for RJ and Oshai to remain with the Raptors given the team's tax implications. Thoughts? Well, we know this is a lie. Whoever wrote this, Brett Siegel, you're a hack and you're a bullshit artist. Nah, we know our capologist, logical Raptors fanatic, Mike. He told us just like 2 weeks ago, we're fine. We don't need to move RJ. He told us actually we're like $3 million over the cap right now. And there's a little small cut. We could cut somebody and get under that like that. We could do a small deal and we could get under that. Some people have been saying that much over the second apron. No, the first apron. Sorry, whichever one's the lower one. We're not up in the high one. We're just $3 million over the apron. That in some ways the penalty for that is negligible and there's no necessary reason to do anything. So he's gaslighting Brett Siegel. He's gaslighting, James. He's lying. And I don't get it twisted. A lot of people want RJ Barrett on their team right now. It's not that they're saying, oh, RJ doesn't fit here. He's being paid too much. These are forces from other teams that covet him because they want him on their team. And the most recent thing I saw was on Sporting News. There's somebody wrote an article about how the Chicago Bulls should target RJ Barrett in a trade to get him in a Bulls uniform because they're trying to figure out their next stage because they're fucked up. The Bulls are all fucked up. And in some ways they need a hero and they want our hero, RJ, to come into Chicago. So there's Bulls fans that are pining for RJ to come there. Everyone say RJ this, RJ that. Well, other teams want him. So that's a sign that, yeah, we need to keep him here in Toronto, in the hometown, with the 9 on the 6. Yeah, the 9 on the 6. We need that here. So Brett Siegel, 2-finger salute for gaslighting Raptors fans into thinking we need to make a trade this year. We do not. We do not. We may do it. Yeah, we may do it. And I think it's more likely to be Abaji. And that will be around the trade deadline. If Bobby really wants to get right underneath that lower apron, he can do it with a simple move. And it won't be that complicated. And it doesn't have to include RJ Barrett at all. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Yeah. There you go. There's the comments on that. That's my thoughts. Seymour saying Jackie Thanos Christie, the ring collector. Jackie Thanos, you bringing up Marvel, the ring collector with the gems, all 6 gems, the Infinity Stones. she had so many rings from each one. I wonder if she did that to him. Like Doug's like, man, I need a pay increase, owner of the Kings. My wife has me doing a 300-person wedding every year. And it's crazy. We have to do everything every time. I got to get a DJ. I got to get an official. I got to get the hall. I got to get the reception. I got to get all the food. I got to get all this stuff. Every year we do this. I got to buy her a ring, both rings. I mean, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. That would be like some sort of crazy ass grift. Like, seriously, what is this? Like, oh, honey, I'll be with you. I'm beautiful. I'm a 10, but you have to marry me every year. And it's all out every year. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. Smooth saying the all-time worst lottery pick. Just gross. Awful. You're talking about Arujo. You know, they came out with a list of the most hated Raptors in the history of the Raptors, and he was on there. I didn't feel like that was fair. You know, if we're really talking about bad draft picks in the 2000s by the Raptors around Grunwald and Colangelo and Babcock, the worst one is Radojevic. Radojevic was absolutely a bust, and Hoffa Arujo was better than him. Nobody remembers Radojevic, though. The tallest player in Raptors history. Nobody ever brings up Alex Radojevic, but he was way more of a waste and a bust than Hoffa Arujo. In some ways, I wouldn't be mad at Hoffa because he was a big, strong Brazilian guy who came and tried for our team. He was a good guy. And we've even seen him in interviews. He talks very glowingly about his time in Toronto, even though it wasn't successful. And he seems like a good dude. I get it. Some people want to hate somebody just for being a failure, but that's not fair. Goran Dragic deserves hate. Let's just get it that way. I think that if you make a list of the most hated Raptors, Goran's number 1, and that's it. I don't know any other player that should really be on that list. Since Vince Carter fixed things, he would have been on that list before. But I don't know any player in the Raptors history other than Goran Dragic that absolutely deserves to be hated. Seriously. I can't hate on somebody just for busting and failing. That's sad. In some ways, you wanted them to be better, but they didn't. And they didn't get there. And that's that. Yeah. Yeah. Kareem saying, I absolutely hated the Tyler Hansbrough pick. We never picked Tyler Hansbrough. We did not draft Tyler Hansbrough. He was drafted by another team, and he came to our team after other teams. Let me go look at that. I'm going to make sure I'm right because I know I am. I know we never drafted Tyler Hansbrough. Now, why do you not like Tyler Hansbrough? Tyler Hansbrough, if we're talking about these kind of players, he was actually a really good player for the Raptors. He really was. Now, Tyler was drafted Psycho T. That's right. That's what his nickname was. He played for the Pacers first. So he was drafted by the Pacers, I'm pretty sure. And he came to us in his 5th year in the league. He was a 5th-year veteran when he finally came to Toronto and played for us for 2 years. So, yeah, Tyler was not bad, though, man. You can't diss Tyler Hansbrough. Psycho T went all out for our team. He was busting his ass like a JYD would. He was getting on the floor. He was fighting people. He was scary. He earned his nickname Psycho T. So I can't put him in that category with the big stiffs, Arujo and Radojevic. No, I can't. Because he was a good player. Tyler Hansbrough was a good rotation player that was very, very contributing to our team in positive ways. He helped us to win. Seriously, he was a winning kind of player. So I can't get on that. Yeah, I can't get on that. Yeah, you guys are saying 100% all-time worst lottery pick. Alex Radojevic is. Radojevic is the worst one because he didn't even give us anything. Arujo got us 2 years of kind of, sometimes Arujo was strong and he played good rebounding and he was a defensive presence. So there was some stuff he did. Radojevic just got hurt and he never did jack shit on the court, man. You guys got to refresh your memory and realize some of you may be thinking the same person is one person. The 2 people are one person. Radojevic was the worst, man. I'm telling you right now. Absolutely. Smith saying Aruja was so bad that he could not make it in the Russian league. They released him after a half season, I think. That's actually kind of true. That is actually kind of true. He had really bad luck in different places after he left. Like he went to other leagues and other places. And yeah, he ended up like having to retire early. Yeah, it's tough, man. The NBA is tough, man. It's a tough place to be. And yeah, it's just how it is, man. It's just how it is. I don't know if it was Russia where he got in trouble. It wasn't actually, actually was Russia. Yeah. He had a lack of a European passport and the underperformance of the team, and he left St. Petersburg when he signed the 1-year deal to go over to Russia. That's what it says on his Wikipedia. Let's keep going. Most saying W Stream W Vibes. Go Raptors for life. Keep at it always, Lex. Raptor Freak strong forever. Just let me in the comments. I appreciate that. Indiana drafted Tyler. That's right. Does Alonzo count? No. I mean, yeah, we can hate Alonzo. Sure, we'll put him on that list second after Goran. That's perfectly fine. Goran Dragic, Alonzo Mourning, 2 Heat legends, absolutely despised players in Raptors land. Sure, we'll put Alonzo in there. Alonzo Mourning's the second most hated Raptor of all time, but he never actually played for us, so I don't know how that goes. That's right. Kareem saying, I'll put Alonzo before that other little dick from Miami. We should stop all the ties from Miami. I mean, it's going to happen. In some ways, I don't mind having ties with Miami. It's just I don't like having ties with assholes. And unfortunately, there's going to be assholes in different places, right? The assholes in different places. That's right. Let me see what else we got going on in the stream today. Checking my tabs. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the classic card. We'll do that next. And yeah, we'll be done pretty soon. We're not that bad. We're 1 hour and a half in. Man, I'm going to have to put more cards in here from the big box because this thing's filling up. And I mean, this thing's getting empty, and we're going to need them. Oh, yeah, we'll do this one. This is awesome. This is a great card for today. All right, guys, classic card of the day. Please write the full name answer, both names, the first and last, and you can get the points. Here you go. Here's the classic card of the day. Let's see how you can see it. The light is a little weird because it's a shiny card. Hopefully you can see who this is. Use your head, and you'll get it. That's a clue. Use your head. You'll get it. And that's the clue. Full name answer, please. Get the full name answer. Dwight Powell is right. That is Canadian. Team Canada's Dwight Powell of the Dallas Mavericks. He's played for the Mavericks for like 15 years. It's crazy. But yeah, there's Dwight Powell. 10 years he's played for the Mavericks. But yeah, Powell's right. Kareem Thomas getting the classic card. Look at Kareem just coming in all of a sudden and grabbing the classic card right at the end here. Let me write it. I think that's a 50-point card. That's a little bit too easy. It's especially since it's one of our Canadian guys, and that's kind of easy to get. So Kareem, you are the classic card of the day. 50 points for Kareem. On Dwight Powell of Team Canada. That's right. Let's go. Let's go. Wayne saying not the worst, but a high disappointment is Yogi Stewart. No, I wouldn't say that either. You know, there's a certain period of Raptors history where we were a franchise team. And we were so early that, any kind of guy who was serviceable. The thing about Yogi Stewart is he was a great defender and great rebounder, and he actually blocked shots. And he actually had some good times for us. I mean, he had to start for us for a while, Yogi. And no, he's fine. He wasn't a super skilled player. He wasn't a top player, but he was fine for that time and the role that he had for us at that time. We got to understand, it's not like the league today where everybody had all the skills in the world. It's like we had certain players using certain roles. This is a rebounder. This is a point guard that steals. This is a shooter, And Yogi was a big man, power forward center that was a strong guy who was good at rebounding and playing defense and blocking shots. And he did that adequately. He did that adequately when he was on the Raptors. It could have been better, but he could have been way worse too. So I can't get behind that on Yogi. Yogi was okay. He was okay. Lauri Markkanen? You thought that was Lauri Markkanen? What? Dwight Powell. That's right. Dwight Powell. That's right. You're saying that's like 10 points? No, 50. I think the minimum is 50. I'm not going to just give you 10 points. 10 points is no good. I'll give you 10 points for your lawn. How about that? I feel like I want to help Kareem some more, man. Now, is there soil beneath your yard, man? Or is it just concrete under there? Because it seems like you're just in a concrete jungle, bro. That it just seems like it's very flat and very no biomaterial in your soil, bro. You're going to have to start adding biomaterial into your ground if you want anything to grow correctly. That's why your grass ain't growing, is because you need dead animals and dead insects and dead plants material in the soil to change and cultivate and get more fertilizer and energy to grow plants better. If you just have like a lot with dust and there's never been plants growing there at all, nothing's going to grow there because there's no material in the ground to get the energy to grow the plants up. That's maybe half the reason why your grass die is not just the water. It's the fact that you have no nutrients in your land to feed the grass to stay healthy. So in some ways, I know you were saying earlier, your wife is anxious and wants this done by the end of this period. It doesn't work that way. You're going to have to do it in a permaculture way that you build to. And in some ways, the best thing you could do right now, since it's already kind of dead, is lay a whole bunch of topsoil over the top of it and get that biomaterial back amended into your property, because it looks like you ain't got no nutrients for any of your plants to grow off of. Those cedar trees, they got roots that go down deep and get into some stuff, but anything on the top ain't got nothing to live off of. So we're going to figure that out, man. I'm trying to help Kareem with his gardening. That's what we're doing right here. Yeah, scandals and gardening. That's what we're doing on this channel today. That's right. That's right. Kareem saying, I lost brain cells when watching him dunk his head off the door. Yeah, that was sad. When Dwight Powell hit his head, that looked like that was a serious concussion. And he could have messed himself up bad. That's so awful. Oh, my gosh. That shit happened to me once, too. I was working at Maple Leaf Gardens. I had just been hired by MLSE as a food and beverage employee, and they were transitioning from the Maple Leaf Gardens to the Air Canada Center. And as one of my training sessions as a food and beverage, I got to work at the Maple Leaf Gardens before they closed it. And the stands at Maple Leaf Gardens have all these crazy eaves where the people are selling popcorn. It's really low. And I turned around, walked right into it. Boom. Just like Dwight Powell fell on my ass. I was trying to make popcorn for the fans at a hockey game for the Leafs. Man, that shit hurt. And that's the same kind of shit, that concrete for the arena. Oh, man. And Maple Leaf Gardens ain't got no headspace for a tall man to work in their concessions. I'll tell you that right now. They may have remodeled it. That's right. They may have remodeled it a little bit. That's right. Wayne's saying, I only remember him playing one game. You're talking about Yogi? No, he was pretty good. He was actually pretty good for us. He played with Vince for a little while during the Vince era. I remember that. Let me see. Michael Stewart. All right. Let me just look at him real quick. I'm going to go over him real quick. He played for us for 2 seasons. He played a total of 37 games. And yeah, I guess he could have had better averages. You're right. I mean, for us, actually, he played way more games for us than I thought. He played 4 years for us. He was on our team for 121 games. He played more games for the Raptors than any other team in the NBA. He did only average 1.4 points per game, which is pretty bad over that time. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it does kind of look pretty bad looking at it now. But I always remembered him as being more of a defensive kind of player, right? He was a defensive kind of player, but he was there with Vince pretty much the years that Vince was there. Yogi was on the team too. So it's interesting. Kareem saying, after that, I put soil, then sod. Okay, there you go. There you go. Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a trial and work in progress. And in some ways, you're going to have to tell your sweetheart that she's got to be patient and let nature take its course. You can't rush nature. Nature will come correctly on its own schedule. So in some ways, that's part of it too. That's the problem. Everybody wants everything to be a certain way. And manicured landscaping and just like, oh, it needs to be like this. That's not real ecosystem. That's you just putting plants in the ground, doing this and this, and manicuring and making it look a certain way. Nature doesn't want to look like that. It's unruly. It's chaotic. It's crazy if it's done right. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. That's right. Chloe saying 9 weeks and 2 days before the NBA season starts again. Woo-wee! Woo-wee! Yeah, there you go. W stream. Thank you, Fiercey. I appreciate the W. Yeah, all right, let's get out of here, I guess. I'll finish things up. I appreciate everybody watching the Raptorfreak stream today. We did Sweetheart Trivia, and we talked about some of the sweethearts and the lives of Raptors alumni, Raptors coaches, and Raptors players. And it's just fun. I hope you learned something today. Maybe you learned something about Doug Christie. Maybe you learned something about gardening. Maybe you learned something about the girlfriends of our players. Maybe you did. That's right. That's right. Smooth saying, didn't Stewart have a career game against Patrick Ewing and the Knicks? I think that was the reason why the Raptors signed him. Maybe. I mean, on the Kings, because he was on the Kings before, right? He had a really impressive first year. He averaged 2.5 blocks in his rookie season. And that was what was a draw. is that he was a shot blocker. He was a rim protector. And he had, in his rookie year, he averaged 2.5 blocks a game. But it fell off when he came to us. I don't know why. Because when he was on the Raptors, he only averaged less than half a block a game, which is like, why did that drop off like that so bad? Maybe injuries. That may be why. Right there. Yeah. Let's see. All right. Yeah, we're good with the comments. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Schedule for this week. Tomorrow's a Wow Wednesday. Thursday Think Tank. We'll be doing the Thursday Think Tank on the NBA schedule. So have your phones ready to call in if you want to talk about the schedule or anything this week that you want to talk about. And then on Friday, it's very likely I'll be covering the CBL game that we're going to on Thursday night. So hopefully some of y'all can come. If you're in the Toronto area and you're available on Thursday night, August the 14th at 7 p.m. at the Pan Am Center at Morningside Avenue and the 401 in Scarborough Shooting Stars CBL play-in game versus Montreal Alliance. I'm going to the game. I've already got my ticket. I would love to see you there also. This is this is an official Raptor Freak hangout on the fly, really quick. Just got announced yesterday. I know it may be tough for people to swing it, but there's tons of tickets available still. It's a play-in game. It's a game that very much matters. It should be a high-intensity, fun game to watch the Scarborough Shooting Stars and the Montreal Alliance go at it. And like I said, I'm speculating Chris Boucher is going to be there in person. And it may be a good chance for some of us Raptors fans to possibly say thank you, Chris, in person at the game, because Montreal Alliance is a team that he's very much involved with, and he's been in a lot of Montreal Alliance games, and this is an important one. So I'm just going to say this. If you're interested in coming to the Scarborough Shooting Stars playing a game against Montreal Alliance, 7 p.m., August 14th, Pan Am Center, I will be there. And I hope you will be there too also, because if you come there and you just show up, you'll see us and you can come sit with us and we'll watch the game all together. And on Friday, I'll freak out about the results. And yeah, that's what's coming up on the schedule as far as our programming. Friday, freak out on CBL playing game. Thursday, Think Tank on the NBA schedule. All coming up in the next few days. So I hope you'll tune in and join me then, 9:30 a.m. every single morning, Raptor Freak channel. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, join the channel. You get access to our Discord and all kinds of interesting stuff, and our Facebook group run by the superfan Monique Lawrence, and all other great kind of benefits and stuff like that. You'd be shocked to learn some of the benefits of being a member of this channel. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Reggie, for being a member. Thank you, Dan Rowe. Thank you for your fact checking, and thank you, Trevor J, for commissioning of the fund. Let's go Raptors. Let's go CBL. Let's go Toronto Tempo. Let's go Canada basketball. Yeah, the future is bright for basketball in Canada, and we're going to continue to cover it here on the Raptor Freak channel. Let's go, Raptors. Let's go.